All right, everybody. We'll turn Mr. Elton John off in the background, but hey, Tumbleweed Connection is a fabulous album. Highly recommend it to you. Hello, everybody. If you're here, then you are in the right spot, because if you're needing that pick me up, if you're needing that little oomph that says, hey, I really count, then you're at the right place. This is a second look. You know who I am and my beautiful co-host, Miss Trina Phoenix. How are you, my dear?
I am wonderful. And how are you? And how are you, Soul Tribe? We love you.
I will use the response of Mr. Bud Fox. Says, if I was any better, I'd be guilty. But then
I love that quote. That is,
I was never that innocent quote to begin with. So that is my Bud Fox. Long live Wall Street. What a great movie, Michael Douglas. I mean, yeah, back in the day. So with that, yeah, it's a second look. So we can do that, Trina.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we just speak favor over everybody today. Thank all the moderators. Thanks to Soul Tribe again. We just speak favor over you all, and much love. And remember, regardless of what is on the grand stage, what really is important is the role that you play.
Yes.
Would you not say that is the way? I said that in 3 different ways. So that is true. That's a rhyme in our time. That makes it magical.
Absolutely. So be it.
So be it. Hey, there you go.
Amen. Wow. Yes, it is done now.
Yeah, it's out there, man.
It's amazing too. Happy 222, everybody. And you know, it's a great representation for you and I to be doing a show on 22, because masculine, feminine, working together in balance, cooperation, love, and unity. Yes.
I mean, we're like the waves of the ocean. You know?
Absolutely.
We're diversified, but yet we're unified. You know? Yes, it's true. It's a fact check. And it is happy 222 day. I mean, it's significant. I wrote earlier, Trina, and by the way, we just speak again, Bosto, be of service to others. And if you have a happy birthday, dig it, anniversary, enjoy it.
Yes.
Because change is here. Go ahead, hon.
My best friend's mom, this was her birthday, and she just passed away a couple of years ago. But today is her birthday, so happy birthday, Barbara.
Yes.
Happy Earth Day, Barbara. And now that you're in spirit, I will always celebrate the day you became part of Earth. Physical.
I found out from Gilbert that one of our Soul Tribe members, Wendy, she is now tripping the light fantastic over on the other side. So, you know, and it's
congratulations.
Well, exactly. I mean, if we don't get a diploma or a gold star, I'm going to get really pissed.
Yeah, and a little vacation with at least a day spa. To just recover. To just recover a little bit. I'm all about that. I'm like, okay, I'm like, I need some time to just regroup and heal and process this whole experience, because it's powerful.
It's powerful. I mean, I want to go back, because the reason why that gold star, remember back in first grade, at least it was for myself, we got gold stars, and my goal was to always to make sure that I got the gold star above the whole class. And, I want a damn gold star. And Trina, I want a diploma. I want a certificate that says, hey, I went through hell and back. And guess what? I made it.
You know what, Wayne, I actually saw that one time in a vision, that when we died, when we go up to the spiritual realms, that the aura literally has badges of Earth that you can see in the energetic field of your aura. It literally is like a badge of, yes, I went to Earth. They can see it in your light body. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Because, listen, there's enough happening in the world today that could really bring you down. I mean, it's like ELL. Don't bring me down. And,
right.
Because, today, I want everyone to start spreading this out. You just need to start thinking no nukes, NUKES. Because folks, we are there.
Okay, no's the negative. How can we reword that to where it's only sitting in positive? Because you're on to something with this, but how do we do that?
Maybe ask our extraterrestrial friends and allies, because this is crazy. I mean, the word it's spreading out now on mainstream news.
Yes.
That apparently, I'll just let the news bring this out. I'll just simply say this: let's find the other word for that. I don't know what, because no in this case means not allowed. So what would be synonymous with not allowed?
Prevention.
Yeah.
Peace.
Trespassing. I mean,
peace too, because peaceful times don't operate that way. So peace.
Well, I hope no one ever operates this way. This is crazy. I mean, whoa. I mean, let's step back, folks. And the world just needs, like you and I were talking before, we need a timeout. We just we need to sit and take a good look at each other and go, hey, I mean, Trina, I know you and we don't want this. I'm sure everybody in the listening and everyone in the chat room, they don't want this.
Nukes all go null and void.
Okay. I like that. Null and void. Yeah. Okay.
Null and void. Null and void. I keep hearing like nullify, make ineffective, make unuseful, nullified, void, cancel.
Judy Lewis says a nuke. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
A nuke.
Yes.
Yeah. ANUKE. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just need to start, if we ever needed a love in, this is it.
Yes. This is why we came, to play with this, to see if we could actually do it. And that's when I was told we would be the gods known as the gods of the impossible by these simple properties that we've always possessed. But if enough of us come together at one moment and decide to change the outcome, we can. And that's what we do. We focus on what we want to see other than the object of projection they are facing at us. And we say, no, I don't take your vision. I cancel your energy and I produce my own creative, imaginative, creative force into this matrix. And I see a different script. I see a different outcome. And literally the positive energy is so much stronger than negative controlling energy. It doesn't take a lot of us to really affect monumental change. Monumental.
Well, this is the time to really do that, because we got some.
Oh, you know what I saw?
What's that?
The dove attacking the missile. I just saw it in my head. I saw doves attacking the missile, but it was the Holy Spirit dove. It was a spiritual dove, and it was like a dragon dove. It was powerful, and it could. And then after the dove would nullify the weapon, then the dove would spread its wings over the entire country and bathe it in the peace.
So says cancel clear. I like that.
Yeah, cancel clear, cancel clear, cancel clear. That's beautiful.
Because this is where this is so evidence of what we've been discussing here and has been a theme here, is that what we're seeing is completely devoid is any feminine energy in this equation. This is heavily male. We're dealing with egos of individuals.
Yeah.
And this is it goes to show you what can happen when one individual gets wacky and everything starts going astray.
See, and that's what they always do. Order out of chaos. Let's create the chaos.
Well, are they using the 222 too? And that's what this is. It represents that change is here. There's a power shift.
Okay, Wayne, this is amazing, because the 2-2 has always been explained to me. It's the perfect balance between the masculine and feminine. And with both creative powers in unity, because the one is the first initial separation from source. Two is when you're starting to find that balance again. And that two should be creating the third, which is the Trinity, which you have all knowledge expressing in a new creation, but you have both now. So what I see is the dual aspect of the the two and the two. So it's one and one that makes the two. This, if we can balance this, it wins everything, because this is what's always been done. It's always been one over the other. It's division, conquer, divide. This is like they're trying to get the world to go to war. All these things are about dividing us.
They're pushing that
Yes.
narrative. Yeah.
So, and if we see unity, if we see the dove, if we see peace, if we see love, and if we literally focus on how much we love each other in Australia, all across the world, we're building this energy bridge. We're building the arc, and it's through our thoughts. And this is the number of the master builder. The great architect is 22.
Some very interesting comments going in on this, but
yeah, powerful
so,
number.
So, and as you see this, that my question is, are there those, because every government is founded in occultism?
Yes.
So, do we have? Because what I'm seeing, and this is what I meditate on, and I'm seeing a chessboard. And that's what I keep seeing. And so if you know, for instance, that there is a cosmic energy change, the fact that, today, literally what, 200, how old is America? 253, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
This day, to July 4th, 1776, is the exact same position Pluto was in then as it is today. That signifies that there is going to be a power shift in the world scene.
Yes.
Someone is going down is what it represents.
Yes.
So the question now becomes, if that is the case, if that energy is already there, let's just say in the ether.
Yes.
You see where I'm going with this? Someone uses it to basically push their agenda.
Yes. But we have 16 potentials to land on through the potentials of the quantum realities that are expressing themselves simultaneously. And when we come into these portals, these alignments, these gateways through the stars, this is where you do jump timelines. So we have an opportunity to become the architects right now. If we focus on where we want to go, and if we really start to direct the energy in alignment with being an architect, being a creator, we can modify, especially for sure in your own reality, but we might be able to affect it on a total collective scale. And this is what I kept seeing with the bifurcation. We would be going through these gates or these portals, and through your thoughts, intentions, and focus, it would determine which timelines you would be landing on. And this will determine your outcome.
So let's add this into the equation. I'm going to continue to basically talk about and teach on the shadow people. So I'm thinking about here, we're making this move. Our species is, unfortunately, it's by a couple or very small group that seems to be pulling the string, so to speak.
Yes.
So I'm thinking to my head, all right, we know that there are angelics, demonics, divine ones, however you want to do this. There's now great evidence that shows that there is a species living amongst us. They look like us, except they're dark. They're made of dark matter is the only thing I can think of. I don't know who they are. I don't know how they got here. I've read a number of ideas. So let's push this forward. So is this the time where we graduate? And what I mean by this, at least I do. I mean, I practice what I preach.
Yep.
And is it time for the witches, the warlocks, the magicians, the intuitives, the seers to get together online, use this medium because this is what it is. If you channel, you can use this medium. I'm going to be showing everyone how you can actually do a seance just with yourself.
Yeah.
So my point is, Trina, is this time for, like on Facebook, go through the social, because I'm not in any of those, but get the word out, maybe come together, and because most masters don't like to come out into the forefront.
Yeah, you know what I keep seeing?
Tell me.
I hate the whole secrecy part of things, but for whatever reason, it felt to me as if we all just need to get a common idea and do your own way at your own time. It's kind of like undercover, because it seems like if we go on a forum that through a device such as this, it seems that instantly it's going to be attacked.
And no doubt it would. I mean,
yeah, that's what I just saw. So I mean, maybe
it's like,
both,
come on, let's do this, you know?
Yeah, but there's an important part about on our own as well as together, because even on our own, with the intention of being part of the collective together, we are. So, but I keep seeing that there's very importance with some of protecting the light needed, because they're looking for this. That's all I can say. They're looking for this.
They're looking for this.
Yes.
You know, it's amazing, because I think that, you know,
Yeah.
listen, we have, there is I learned this when I worked as a consultant for the Fed. They use occultism.
Absolutely.
They have individuals who read the tarot cards daily.
Yes.
They have other modality of high level practices, because money is controlled by the occult.
Absolutely.
It is. And, you know, if you don't believe that, well, I got some beachfront property outside.
Right. Well, you're
Trina's
just
door.
blind. Yeah. You're just blind, because if you can't read symbology and look at the symbols,
it's all over the place, you know, it's on the money. I mean, it's right there in front of you.
And think about it too, Wayne, they used green. Green is earth, and that's the heart.
Yeah. And
captured.
Colors. I mean,
yeah.
Linda says, my guides have been telling me to get grounded and center myself. It is time for me to look deep into my practice and use it now. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. This is the time, indeed.
If this is truly the number of the great architects, the master builders, which we are a part of that, that would be a wonderful thing to maybe focus on, is bringing forth the architecture and the plans that we have successfully built from the past into this new timeline. It's time to get the new templates. It's time to start the new design of our new world. And it's literally, it will be built the way that they want it to be if we don't do our own. But if we
see, that's true, because, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So it's that old adage, you know, use it or lose it, baby.
You got it.
By the way, I love the purple.
Thank you. It's my purple robe. I have clothes on, but I was so cold. I was like, you know what? It's chilly today.
Yeah, because it's cold here. It's 3 degrees here right now. I mean, if it's 3 degrees here, if that cold has filtered down to you, must be frigid.
Well, yeah, we were down in the 30s last night, so that's cold for here.
That's cold.
Up north, it's really cold, like you up north, but down in the valley, that's cold for us here. It's like, oh yeah, it's cold.
Cacti don't like that, do they?
No, they don't. We have to cover them and put little hats on them and stuff. It's true.
The imagery of that is just it's fantastic. I mean,
it's true.
And as we're doing the EMF meters going like, so
it's going crazy.
The spirits love it, man. They love it. They love it.
Yes.
And that's what they're drawn towards. See, I'm telling you.
Yeah. You know, this is okay. Master builders, architecture, grabbing the divine templates from other timelines and our higher levels of consciousness. All of that is building the bridge, Wayne. It's building the arc. the arc. So that's what we're supposed to be doing right now, is bringing down these ancient templates that we've already built, we've already done, because everything is now. It's already there. It's already in here now. It's all what we determine. And we have been buying and building their script for a very long time. But right now, it is time to grab reins of the horse and ride it into the wind full speed.
So when you were saying that, it's interesting because I'm drawn back to the Hollywood interpretation. I think it was in one of the Marvel's Thor, Asgard. Ooh. You go to you get to Asgard by going over this light bridge. And
wow.
And the light bridge leads to a focal point where you can go into the timeline. You can travel anywhere in the universe. So as you were saying,
I just heard that was the sixth dimension. It's the entrance into the sixth dimension. I literally just heard that. And they said you can see all timelines at that point. Wow. That's cool, Wayne.
That is very cool. Very cool.
They agree.
You know, yeah, they agree. Yeah.
They agree.
Yeah.
They're saying yes on that. This is the bridge they're speaking about to me, is exactly what you just mentioned. That's it. That's exactly
well, we
what
always
it is.
call ourselves light workers, right? And if we're builders, then it seems to me that we may, in fact, be the builders that would build this bridge between dimensions. Wow, you think about that.
Yes.
Could you imagine a bridge between never going through death, but just going up and over death? Because why? We built a bridge over it. Holy freaking Batman, you know?
That's what I saw, bringing heaven to earth. And it was built through a bridge of consciousness that we would anchor from heaven to earth. And it would go through our physical bodies as the receiving antennas for the new templates, for the new world. I saw this since I was a kid. This is what we're here to do. We're here to do the impossible. We've always followed their programs. We've always been so submissive and subversive and so fearful of these controllers that we've never had the concept to not believe them, to create our own.
Wow, I just looked up and it was 12-22222.
Yay.
What the freak? Get out of my head, man. So think about this. And so there seems to be a lot of spirit souls leaving. I read this article last night, which was very interesting. Globally, we are seeing a reduction in new births.
Yes.
I'm glad you agree.
They say here in Arizona alone, just this last year, we're almost 800,000 short of the projections that we've always had consistently. They have never had a birth rate this low in this state since the inception of this state.
So it's obviously something is taking place on the etheric level. And I wonder if we say that consciousness is transmuted at the point of what I call birth, but we call it death here. And we want our memories to go with us. We want the knowledge that we've paid the price for. And that's what pisses me off, to think if that was wiped, what a waste. But let's say it isn't. So you and I, let's say you and I, we pass, and down the road, not today, down the road, because we're all going to pass down the road. But here's my point. So we cross over and there's Brian. I could think of probably a dozen others that would have commonality, as you saw with your friend's father, Randy, and that he marveled at this cosmic consciousness,
web of consciousness, web of consciousness. And that was exactly what he said. He said, the most amazing thing to me was the family reunion, was when I got to see my web of consciousness, when he showed me how his mind had created all this amazing things. And it was the web of consciousness.
So let's say we create that. We have a connection now.
Yes.
There's what, 222 people is what it
Oh
shows
my
on my
gosh,
freaking counter. What the freak is going on here? Come on. I mean, okay, that was weird.
We're flowing today, Wayne. We're flowing.
Oh, I'm telling you, we
They're just
are.
giving us all the signs. They're saying, yeah, yep,
Baby.
yep. Yeah.
So, what if we carry this over and we get together and we say, okay, we've left, there's still Soul Tribe members back. We get that. But what if we got together and say, well, what if we start working to, let's say, complete that bridge in the ethereal, bring it up to the point of here into the physical? I mean, I'm just thinking, because I can't believe after we go to the spa and you come to my beach, and, you know, we really have a concert of all concerts. I mean, at some point in time, we want to get and start being busy again.
Yes, absolutely. I don't even know if we can get through the full day at the spa before we get too excited and have an idea that we need to go do something, and then we'll come back. You know, I see that as a very strong potential.
Oh, you know what, I go back to the vision I had in, I guess that was 2018, where I was in the shower, and the next thing wow, now that's interesting. That is a very different pitch. Wow.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wow. And I stepped through this in the shower. I stepped through this door, and when I stepped through, there were people who I knew. They were waiting for me. They knew I was coming back. Yes. And when I stepped through, I remember I had in my hand, and I'll show you what it looked like, because it eventually sat on a console, and it was a opalescent stone that looked like that.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that. And remember, I told you I had a crystal.
See?
Yeah.
And I went in, it was my place. It wasn't a big place, by the way, but it was my place.
Yes.
And then this was the weird thing. This energy, I mean, what I would have called the creator, the source, came in, and the console in my habitat is what I called it. On the console, there were at least, I know I counted 8 or 9, as you remember, the same type of crystals or stones. Yeah. And I'm going to get choked up because I remember telling Lynn about it. It was so intense. Yeah. And it was basically, I connected the one that of this lifetime, this energy, and the source was talking to me, and it was almost explaining some of the things that I had some questions about. So we put the stone in this console, and suddenly it lit up.
Yes.
And the next, it's so intense, because what I felt was not the sadness. What I felt was even the love that I didn't experience that was still here. And it was those memories that became so intense. And when I looked at the panel, those were my other lives.
Selves.
Other selves. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
Yes.
So I digressed.
Wayne, that's such a powerful vision. Every time you tell me, it makes me cry. Oh, because I saw something so similar, a little different, but so similar. I knew that there was a piece of me that I needed to retrieve to take back home. And when I dove down to find it, I was going through the earth. I ended up in the center of the earth. And there was this beautiful plasma star thing in the center of the earth, but it was like floating above a garden of crystals.
Wow.
And I knew which one was mine.
Wow.
And I intuitively reached in and I grabbed it and I held it to my heart and it lit up. And I was like, oh, it's mine. I found my crystal. And as soon as I got my crystal in my hand, I looked at it. That was another one of those being released from the bondage of the serpent, because I have collected my seed. I got my seed back, my seed crystal. And like your stone, it looks like a seed.
Yeah.
The seed. And remember, you shall know them by their fruits. It's the same thing. That's your fruits. It's your seed. So the seed, I needed to collect this seed. And maybe that's part of keeping your memory, is that you can't keep it unless you can gather and collect your seed memory crystal. There's something with that. I haven't figured it all out yet, but there's something powerful with that. And when you said, when you put your stone back into the console, it lit up. It's because it reconnects you back to your tree of life.
Yeah, it was my energy, but
yes, it's your tree of life.
Yeah.
It's your soul flower. It's your soul tree. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so powerful, and it goes into the roots and the leaves and the seeds and the trees, and how this tree can seed multiple universes. So something about our original tree, your original seed, is going to be important to you, finding more about yourself.
Yeah. And by the way, happy birthday, Candy.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
What a great birthday. You powerful master builder, unifying, loving, balance human being.
Way to go. High five.
Yes, high five. What a great day.
Ruth Ann, it's very interesting that you talk about the ephraud. Back in my, I was a minister and, knew the Bible and Bible school, the whole bit. But it's interesting because the ephraud was, as you know, were the stones representing the 12 tribes. And the high priest would wear this ephraud, and the stones in how they were positioned when he would go into the Holy of Holies, where the Spirit of God dwelled. They had to be in that particular order. Now, it's interesting that you mentioned this with the high priest as well. They wore an undergarment, and the undergarment was made of silk, and it was interesting because it had the silk, the way it was made, worked as an insulator.
Yes.
So there was some, you see, I never believed it was God, but this was high technology, because all the signs are there that no human could approach it unless there was a corresponding protection that allowed that human being to go into that type of energy. Otherwise, they pulled him back out when the little gold bell on his
I don't know
ankle.
what this means, Wayne, but this is weird. Maybe you can help me. I literally just saw, of course, because the silk is fabricated from the worm, and the worm shall not die.
That's interesting.
Whatever.
I'll take it, man.
I'm like, whatever. Yeah, let's ponder that one a little bit.
Can I get that to go, please?
Wow. Yeah, I was like, what? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll try to wrap my brain around that later. Thanks. But that's interesting. From the worm, the silk, the worm of the silk of the worm, then the worm shall not die. Ye are but a worm. Oh, interesting.
How interesting. And Shannon, listen, more power to you. I believe that listen, I often say that, in games of chance, wow, holy shit. Well, I won't be talking about that.
I was going to say, or that could have been from Worm Talk. I don't know which one that was.
I don't know.
Yeah, we say worm and then game of chance, and it goes bing. I don't know.
So I have a REM pod right over here off to the right, and so it's picking up because we got a lot of frequencies in this. I'm finding out that I've listened to some audio of past shows, and there's some interesting things. So I'm going to be recording some of this in my digital recorder, and we're going to find out if we can someone else is talking. But anyway, getting back to that point, yeah, Shannon, I'm like all over that. It's like you can't expect to receive the harvest if you're not in the field. I'll let you do the interpretation from there.
Yep.
Ronnie says, check your seat, man. That just went off. That was crazy. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was loud. And that other one too, before, with that different kind of tone.
That
one was powerful too. That was like, wow, that is a different, it was lower than the other ones. It was just different.
Yeah. What is the song with Brewer and Shipley? Richie Tai says, spirits dancing all around my head makes me glad that I'm not dead.
Yes.
But they're talking to us. That's all I got to say. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Brian checks in with us. I think they know the schedule. I mean,
I absolutely. And it's funny too, the whole Carl thing. That was totally right. But I wonder if it was your great uncle Carl Steiger.
True, with a K. Yeah,
you were talking about Lilith.
Yeah.
And I think it was him. Somebody said that in chat. And when they said that, I got goosebumps all over my body. I'm like, oh, I think it is Carl, but it's the other Carl. it's like a Steiger Carl. That's the one.
If it is,
that's what I thought it was. Wow. For real. I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been meaning to tell you that. I know True Divine was totally right with that, but it was the other Carl. It was your uncle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It would be a rather curious story to hear him say, how was that trip? I mean, woof.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's like,
he gives you a lot of energy to be on this path, is what I heard. Because you're one of the only ones in the entire bloodline that can even do it, can hold these types of frequencies. Yeah, you're one of his favorites, Wayne.
We'll take that as a good thing.
Absolutely.
It's like that in Texas. That's how we say. It's like, that's a good thing,
He says you are so much stronger than he was, and he's so profoundly grateful for your bravery. So he thinks a lot of you.
I have told people, and it was interesting. I was told this weekend that by two teenagers that were visiting, and that I am the coolest old guy they've ever met.
Yeah, right on.
And I said, I suddenly had a flashback, to when I was 16 and met someone who was really cool. Right. I thought they were old, and in fact, they were younger than I was. So, I mean, where I am today. So, yeah.
Correct. Yes.
So I'm the coolest old dude and it was real interesting because getting just their take. Wow, that generation is so prime for enlightenment. I mean, for the spiritual.
Yes, they are.
They're really searching. They
you can any teenager, they're in that process of they're not human right now. Remember, they're not human right now. They are in that cocoon, and how they come forth out of that depends on what happens to them now. So yes,
they certainly left with a lot of knowledge.
That's why they ran into you. See, that's why they found you, Wayne. They had to find you to open their butterfly cocoon and change.
So that light was the green light. That yeah, I know what that means.
What does the green light mean?
That was detecting a strong presence, a spirit.
Wow.
An actual, it's amazing what we do spiritually, that we emit energy even after we pass through this. Because the thing, as I was told, is that we're not expending the energy that it takes to keep these bodies animated. That energy is not, it stays within us. That's why you have certain spirits that can open doors. You have certain spirits that can manifest and manipulate energy. It's because they are using their energy now. It's really a far out thing.
There it goes again.
Okay. What the hell?
I know, they're talking a lot today.
Wow. So Nina says, I will be lighting a candle for the Soul Tribe at 2:22 p.m.
Remember
today.
when Siri also said too that the Antichrist would be born today on 2222, and then it said it would be born at 2:22 a.m. in the morning. So yeah. So apparently that's tonight.
Wow. You know, and again, then that lends to the whole thing is that we're just merely the script has already been written, you know.
Look about it. This is the power of the two.
Someone said
that aspect is to be birthed today. The
someone
absolute
said
polar
that the
opposite
feminine
will be born today as well.
Yeah, the feminine would be
becoming.
And you know, it's interesting because I'm having conversations, and my spirit basically has gotten it. And this is just me, but it seems that she appreciates the term goddess mother. And it's really interesting because I've searched for a couple of weeks as to, well, how do you address this goddess that in my humble opinion was responsible for everything that we perceive, everything beyond levels that we haven't even any comprehension of. And so here I'm searching, you know, what do you call a goddess?
Mother has always been
goddess mother is what she said that she she enjoys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
and you know, mama, I don't know why.
Last week when we were talking about that, you know, we just need a hug from mama.
Mama. That's my thing too, mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
What I do know is that she is so accepting. In fact, you have to slow down a little bit to really perceive that presence, because it's strong. But you know what? I also get this sense that a lot of pain, but there's healing in the exchange of her creation coming back and just giving acknowledgement. It heals us and it heals her.
One time I was tapping into that energy, and I had this conversation, and I heard from her, and she was in tears, and she says, I never meant for any of my children to experience such suffering.
Mm-hmm.
She said, but as my essence was stolen and brought down into matter, she said it was never her intention for any of this pain like this. Mm-hmm. And then she said, because of the matching of vibrations, it brought forth more darkness into the system through the draconians and the reptilians and all this stuff.
Thank you for bringing that up, because
they used her magnetic force to create evil.
Yeah, and the thing that I got was that there is going to be this reckoning, this cleansing. This old system has to indeed pass away. It and what's going to be birthed out of this, I do believe all of us, and I say this in this group, even those that are here and those who have transcended, will be playing a major part in.
Yes.
We're going to be, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
A lot of work.
Well, reestablishing the divine feminine on the planet will be a heck of a task.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's exactly what I sensed, is that I kept on getting this sense is that this is the time of study now. Those who take the initiative to begin to become familiar with, begin to have a mind that is accepting, one that can bend. And as I heard, we're probably going to be, we've already been recruited. And when those who pass over on the other side, they're just preparing the way for us.
Yes.
And at some point, could you imagine you and I on this with this group? Here we go. We've gotten it pretty well settled within us that yes, the goddess mother does exist. That is the divine feminine, all of it put together.
Yep.
And if it's as above, so below, below is as above, right?
Yes.
Then you're right. There's a lot of work that's going to have to be done. A lot of work in the metaphysical, the ethereal.
Sophia's redemption.
That's what okay. You know what? Remember, this has been last year. And Rennie, I know you listen. Remember when I told you I was having these journeys where I was just in a room and I just had a simple ball of, at first it wasn't anything. I eventually grew it to where it was this blue orb.
Sphere.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're going to be doing over there. We're going to be transmuting matter. No,
that's the master builder.
Thank you.
It's a thought form.
Yes.
You're building a thought form and then you bring it back and you bring it down. Yes,
that's
you bring
it down.
Cosmic
consciousness. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Bingo. Bingo.
Got the hair's just jumping all over on top of me,
Yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if this thing starts going off.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. Whoa. And Sophia's redemption. I have a feeling that this is what we are here right now witnessing. Wow. Yes. And this is the bifurcation. The ones that want to stay in the dominant patriarchal societies and thought concepts and belief systems will continue on that path. The ones that do not will graduate and they will become free into the different, more higher evolution side of consciousness. And that is because you've earned it with your consciousness. There is no one to save you other than your own due diligence. You must do the work.
It's interesting because when I got it to where I could get it into this orb, and it was, like I said, the color was beautiful. It was this intense blue. Yes. I haven't been back there because I've been on other things, but that's interesting. I'm seeing such a connection here. It's like, okay, we're really flowing now, folks.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's a birthing, and the birthing of both sides will be happening on this day, Wayne. Both sides will be born on this day. Wow. Both. So, yes.
James says, I hope that's true, Trina. And
yeah. Me too. Yeah. Me too.
And
don't shoot the messenger, y'all.
Please.
Yeah, that's all I can say.
Please, well, you have the royal majesty of purple, so
we got the divine
with you, man.
Yeah, we got the robe of protection, the violet fire, and the shield, and
the whole bit,
consciousness.
And we do speak energy. Let me just tell you, someone, we're when the group was attacked, when the women were attacked, as it's turning out, I mean, they took physical abuse to their bodies, but because of that, I can tell you this: we got a lot smarter real quick.
And you learn how to fight.
Oh, yes. I mean,
that's right. You learn when they come at you, you learn, because you won't stop until you make it stop. So yeah, you will figure it out. Thank God we all have each other.
Gaia and Paul, I know you all are out there, and all the rest of the moderators. We love y'all. But I'm that 3-year-old little girl, Mother Goddess asked me, she says, well, Mr. Wayne, what are you going to do? And I looked at Mother Goddess. I said, I'm going to kick their ass.
Oh, I did the same thing. And as I told you, I have been in trouble for this. And because I use my laser beam eyeballs. I blow them up.
Blow them up. I love that.
Blow them up. Yeah. And yeah.
So I'm just going to take the attitude of that little girl. I'm going to kick their ass because they're going to come in and try to kick my ass. And that ain't going to happen. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. Yeah. No. If you haven't seen that video, check it out.
Wonderful.
It's wonderful. And she is just a doll.
That's right. Because you are not the boss of me. That is totally how it goes.
And that's the truth.
That's my 3-year-old saying, take that.
It's like,
Forget it, man.
Come
Nope.
on. Isby, I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I think that, like to think that, we all like to think that we're individuals,
Yeah.
But, I have to say, any spirit in here, you want to just go ahead, feel free just to touch that box. All you have to do is touch the antenna. You just don't even have to
Come
touch
and
it.
say
Just get,
hello.
yes. And so we just invite you. So help yourself. It's just got real active there for a little bit. And
Yes, it
yeah.
did.
Yes.
I think too, the words, when you're speaking words, it sets up a frequency resonance and they can travel through those waves.
I think words have power.
Yes. And they
Their
never
frequency.
stop. They're infinite.
Yes. My words, and there it's just started like that when I said that. My words have power. They have effect. I was taught back in my days in Christianity. It's Isaiah 54, I believe, that says, the words that I speak shall not come back to me void, but they shall fulfill and prosper in the thing for which I sent them forth. And again, and this stuff is just in me. You go into Mark 11:23-24. If you would say unto this mountain, be removed, thrown into the sea, and not doubt in your heart, but believe that those things for which you ask and pray for, you shall have them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you do know those, and they are in your
They're
heart.
in you don't take it out. I mean, it's
Nope.
there,
Why would you? It's
why would you?
profound,
Exactly. It's profound.
beautiful teachings. And if you can do it, then it becomes truth.
It does. And
But it doesn't become truth until you can do it.
So the red one started lighting up.
Interesting.
It is. Because the second part is the key that unlocks the first part, because the second part, and it says, and if you have anything against anyone, ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because only those pure in heart will achieve those high vibrational facilitations.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you're making deals and begging and asking for this and agreeing to this, those are all giving away your power. And the ones that take power, boy, they love that game.
Oh, they do.
Yes, they do.
It's a fact, Jack. I mean,
yes, it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Thought words, Ronnie says, energy boomerang. It's interesting that you say that, Ronnie, because when you first learn this principle, and it's a universal law. I mean, the 7 principles, the universe is mental.
Yes.
Everything can be reconciled. But anyway, the point is that most people, if they were to record themselves and their conversations during the day, would be shocked at how many times they curse themselves. They null and void anything positive that they're trying to speak about themselves, because in their normal nomenclature, they void it out. So anyway, digress on that.
I saw this today. See, we're supposed to be flipping words today, and connecting them. So when you bring the M and the W and you flip them around, they connect and they make like this double diamond.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this is what I was saying. It's like today we create in loving partnership, the arc, the spark, the arch, the bridge. We can shift onto the best timeline for all with support and love and relationship. It is time to make a quantum shift, shifting into the balanced polarity of the masculine and the feminine. This is the key. Self-trust, self-awareness, be expansive, feel the fullness of your soul. 22 is the master number, the master builder, the balancer. See any stuck energy being restructured. See the matter reorganize so it can find homeostasis, perfect balance. It is time to manifest your timeline, time to jump the quantum line. attract your best timeline to you, magnetize it to you with a force so strong it has no other option to go onto your timeline. This is the arc or the arch or the bridge. 2 is the number of partnerships in love. Remember this. It's time to partner up. Set the intention on this day to shift to your highest and best timeline, not only for you, but for us all. Use this day for this purpose. Create from your heart. Use the beautiful green light and expand it now. And then balanced is 2, as the 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2. The 6 and the 6. The 6 is the perfect man and the 6 is the perfect woman. And that makes the 12. The 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 disciples, and the 12 cranial nerves that connect your mind to all that is. Connect the M and the W. Put them above, reverse them on each other. Make the mirror. Create the double diamond. The power of the double diamond. The remedy of 666 is 999. It's time to flip the script. We write the new story in love. The dove, the horse running together, the lily, the sunflower in the same field. Choose to expand, choose peace, choose love, for this is a choice point to get on the timeline you want to be on. And that was what I wrote.
I love it. Profound.
Yep. It's a time of choosing today. Oh, and think about it too, Wayne. There's 22 original letters in the Hebrew creation point of the language, and there's also 22 bones within our skull.
222s, it goes into that thought and belief that, for instance, if there was in fact a Jesus, a individual, many may believe that it could have only have been female.
Well, that's why he was always telling me he is she, he is she. I was like, man, how do you even wrap this around your brain? He is she, he is she. And then you see all the references to Jesus with the lily and the valley of the lily. And Jesus was the symbol of the lily. Well, that would be Lilith. And wouldn't that be the ultimate conundrum if the redemption code was to bring back the divine feminine in a male body as the Christ? Oh, wouldn't that be the ultimate?
I'm sorry. I am seeing this so folks, this is the scene in my head as Trina's talking. So I am thinking something like Jimmy Swaggart, and I'm there watching the pearly gates opening up, and here are tens of millions of these Christians. They're singing hallelujah, waiting for Jesus. And then Lilith walks up, and this is what I heard from a Southern Baptist. Well, I'll be goddamn if I'm going to worship a damn woman. And, he says, I'm going to hell.
Yep.
Oh,
see, we're onto something with this one. They're like, oh my gosh, they're figuring it out.
That's what I saw. They're like, he's a she. And
I was always told to me that man, the word man, was the representation of Sophia. That wisdom was birthed as man. Oh, it liked that one too. Yes. Wow. So that's why the he is the she is he. Wow. So the expression of Sophia came forth as Jesus. That was what I see. So he is she is he. They are one. And that's why he was perfectly balanced and could walk as an ascended master. Duh. That's what happens when you balance the male and the female. You get your superpowers because you're no longer divided. You're finally whole.
I'm going to be running the recorder.
Yeah, it's going to be good, Wayne.
And I'll play it back later and see if there's anything besides our voices on here. The dude looks like a lady. You see, everyone, you got it. I mean, to me, that.
And then look at the picture of like the Mona Lisa. You can see that there's two beings in one picture, in Da Vinci and all this stuff. And then Jesus looked like a girl in a lot of his paintings, looked so feminine. So that was the hiding of the divine feminine within the Jesus character. This is what I was seeing. And I have this has been on my brain for many, many years. Remember, I told you Jesus was like the Lord. That's what he was called, was the Lord. He was always my best friend. Remember, I told you he was the most feminine, masculine being I ever met in my life. He was like a mother figure to me and like a best friend. So it was a feminine loving energy. It was not typical masculine energy. And that again was confusing. So it's hard to get through this puzzle of reversals.
Yeah.
Everything's reversed. Yep. Everything's reversed and upside down.
It's interesting. I got a weird hum
Buzzing.
in my headphones.
Yeah, in
it's
the
like,
ear.
okay. Well, now this has been one of these very exciting discussions. I have loved this. This is some deep stuff. And, you know, many people just can't handle the whole idea that the Jesus dude would be a she.
Right. Well,
like,
if
man,
God was coming in the flesh, it would be everything. if truly God was to come in the flesh, it would be both. It would be all of its creation in one body. That would only make sense.
Have to be this. That's the problem. You know, it's so unbalanced. Right. You know, it's
it would have to be. That just only makes sense in a logical brain of this is a duality polarity system. To be fullness walking on this planet, you would have to hold both powers equally.
You see, I always had this illusion that, you know, it was this one cat, and then he had, you know, like the band, you know, which had an orchestra section, you know, so there were 12, right? Which added to 13. But the thing about it is that, you know, it wasn't all these dudes. In fact, you know, the Jesus dude had more women following him than he did men.
Yes. And I just saw that, Wayne. The 13, the hidden 13 is the master builder, just like the conductor of the orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hidden 13. It's the architect. This is the power of this is the day for the power of the architect, so we can create our own song. It's Oh, remember how you kept saying too, you kept seeing the checkerboard, the squares? I saw that too. And I saw it unfolding a whole new matrix.
Far out.
Literally. And oh my goodness, it was insane. It was insane. Literally, it was gobbling up everything. And it was making all brand new. And it was ancient. It went back to old. It was weird. Well, I don't know about
Mind blown today.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Grandpa Brian, thank you. Susie Q, Martin and Heidi and Guy.
We love you all so much.
So many of y'all. Thank you so much. It just, you know, we are grateful and honored that you spend an hour with us. But today was it was very interesting today.
Yeah, it's the energies
spirits were active.
Yeah, they're I think we're on the right track, and it's so important that we get actively creating in this window right now, because if we don't, we aren't going to like what we see.
You know, I think we're going to use this REM pod more and more. I mean, it's an excellent indicator. You know that? It
is. It lets you know when your frequencies are getting high enough for them to communicate.
Shannon says, how can we carry and continue the energy from today? Tune in next week.
Yes. And you know what? You know how if you feel if you feel a powerful, creative, wonderful energy that you want to keep, literally, guys, this is the gift of these videos. As soon as you watch it again, it brings you right back into that frequency, then shut it off and hold it and do what you want with it. You have this now.
Thrive, baby. That's what I say. That's prosperity. That's prosperity.
It's just like a picture holds 1,000 words. It's because you remember the moment. You remember the emotions. There's so much more than just the picture. And this is a picture. So, yeah.
Now I got Rod Stewart and Faces, and every picture tells a story.
Yes.
Every picture tells a story.
That's right.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Trina, you're going to be on Friday and Saturday. Are you with the Adronymous 7 ladies? And
I might be able to this weekend. Yes, I think I am. I got A7 on Saturday. Friday, I was at the Renaissance Fair and I was out with the family. So that was super fun.
Wow, actually normalcy. I love it.
I know. Needed some normalcy. And it was super wonderful. Yeah, super wonderful.
Really?
No, I caught the girls Friday night. Saturday, I was at the Renaissance Fair. I had those backwards. Whoop, whoop, my dyslexia showing up live.
No. Well, if you caught the girls, I mean that's the thing. Yeah. You got to do the meetup. Everybody, we love you. Thank you so much. And all those in the chat room, you make the family, and the rest of y'all listening. Thank you. It's a joy. It really is. And You know, Miss Trina,
hearts. You really light our hearts and fire up our minds and make us better people. You guys question us with love and just real wanting to know. There's no attacking here. It's a safe place to learn and explore and just, explore different thoughts and perspectives, and to be able to do it together, especially with the people having these kind of thoughts that are kind of outside of the box. It's really good to know that we're never alone. So no, you're never alone. And you guys have made my life a better place to be. So thank you. It's true.
I'm blown away. So
me too.
I'm just driving this bus. I mean, hey, listen, just make sure that if you pick up your cups and your dishes and, as you go out, recycle, make the earth green. That's what we got to say, everybody. All right. We'll see you next week. Much love to everyone. All right. Bye-bye.